You know, putting is difficult because of the way our eyes work. I see people all the time, and you do too. They get over a putt and they stand behind the ball where their binocular vision works and they can see the line really well. And then they get over the putt with their putter and maybe the hole is here and the line is here, but they're aimed off this way. Or maybe the line and target is here and they're aimed off that way. That's because of the way our eyes work. Our eyes work in like binocular vision. So we're down the line looking at the putt, it's great. But then we get over the ball to putt, and it's like you're trying to drive your car and the steering wheel is here and the windshield in the front of the car is here. But when you step on the accelerator, the car goes that way. And so you're going down the road like this, looking that way. That's part of the thing that makes putting and eye alignment over your putts so difficult. And then you add in the fact that some of us have corrective lenses or bifocals or trifocals and our parallax vision and stereopsis, and it just becomes a mess. Studies have proven that more than 85% of people line up on the wrong line, at least right-handers. We're going to talk about how to set up for an approximate position and then how to dial it in so that based on your unique and individual eyesight, you have your putter aligned to the target line.
You can't hit the line if you don't see it.
All right, let's talk first about your dominant eye. People say you're supposed to put your dominant eye over the ball. That is absolutely wrong. For instance, my dominant eye is my right eye. My goodness, if I put my right eye over the ball would be, and if you can zoom in and show that, Mr. Cameraman, the ball would be so far back here in my stance that I would beat it into the ground. I couldn't get the ball rolling. That would not work for me. The other thing is, PGA funded some research that was done by a couple of different professional putting coaches. They did the research and discovered that the top 5% of the best putters on the PGA Tour put their dominant eye just inside and just behind the ball. First, to determine your dominant eye, take your hands and go like this, and then pick an object where you're looking through the hole to see that object, all right? Then close one eye, close your left eye. So I do that, I close my left eye, the camera moves that way because my left eye is looking over here. Well, it'd be really kind of hard to line up a putt using that eye. Now I line up, close my left eye, and my right eye is looking, and my camera that I'm staring into stays straight in front of me. So my right eye is my dominant eye. Now, when you set up to the golf ball, then here's a rule of thumb for getting started. First, figure out which is your dominant eye, and then you take your golf ball and you line up where your dominant eye is about one putter width behind the ball. So my right eye should be about here behind the ball, and then about one putter width inside the ball. So my right eye should be about here if I'm lined up where my putter is, if I'm lined up properly over this ball. And when I do that in my setup and my right eye is there, my left eye is about here, just inside the ball. And that setup works really well for me. That's an approximate, all right? So that's the first thing. Find your dominant eye position and get set there approximately. Now, I know some of you subscribers or fans of the channel are going to go, but wait a minute. A few weeks ago, you did a video on where to position the ball in your stance to get it rolling. Rolling is important, but in terms of priority, it's fourth on the list of 4. First, you've got to see the line and hit the line. That's what we're talking about here. Second, you got to keep your putter face square to that line. Third, you've got to control speed and distance. And then fourth, a stroke that gets the ball rolling quicker is much better. But you've got to see the line. It doesn't matter if you roll it perfectly on the wrong line, it doesn't go in the hole. So first, get that set up. Then the second thing I want you to do, and for this you're going to need a yardstick and some sticky notes. Or Post-it. I use the little flag Post-it notes. Kind of windy today, and so they're blowing around a little bit, but you can use dots like the little yard sale, some kind of small stickers, and you take your yardstick and you line those up. If you put one at 0, then another one at 12 inches, and another one at 24 inches and another one at 36. That's 4. Then you slide the yardstick back and drop another one at 12 and 24. You've got 6 of them. So you got 6 dots all in because you used a straight edge in a straight line. Of course, if you have a crazy windy day, you can use 5 dimes or 6 dimes lined up like I have here, or pennies or whatever, small coins. It all works fine. The wind was blowing really hard, and so I switched from the paper post-it note flags to coins, and you get the same result. And you line those up, then you put a ball down, and you stand up and you get in that approximate position for your dominant eye. And then what I want you to do is you can move your head, you can adjust your stance a little bit until you can look and see all 6 of those dots or flags or marks that you have lined up in a line. Most of you are going to find out you stand up and you get over the putt and they don't look square. They're not in a straight line. That's all right. You can make little adjustments in your stance. I know everybody says you got to keep your feet, hips, shoulders, knees, and all that square to the target line. No, you don't. Jack Nicklaus made a lot of putts really wide open to the target line. Like this, he was adjusting his eyes, getting his eyes in the position that he wanted before he stroked the putt. Way more important that you can line up, see those dots all in a straight line. Then the third thing, and this is critical. So many of us, we get lined up over a putt and we've got everything lined up and we're looking down that line, and then we pull our head up like this and turn like that to look at the hole. That's a big problem. So this third thing is, once you're in position, you know all the dots are lined up in a straight line and you see that, without giving up that eye angle, swivel your head to look at the hole. You don't raise up. I know it's easier because of the way our eyes work with binocular vision, but you want to get in the habit of not surrendering that angle when you look at the putt. That's critical, because what happens is you get over the putt, you get lined up, then you look at the hole and you go, oh, that's not right, and but you've changed position. So learn to and practice swiveling your head. So figure out your dominant eye, get that in the approximate position, slightly behind and slightly inside the ball. Line up the 6 little markers, post-it notes, sticky notes, or dots where they're in a straight line. Make little adjustments until you see that line. If you need to get one of those putting mirrors to help keep that in your focus, that's great. You can do that. I'll put a link in the description section where you can find a good inexpensive one of those. And then practice swiveling your head on that line rather than changing the angle. You'll find if you'll do that, you'll see the line and hit the line, and that'll help you start making more putts. And if you like the idea of making more putts, then we'd appreciate it if you'd give this video a thumbs up, take the tap in on that subscribe button, share it with a friend, and of course, make your comments below, and then check out these 2 videos on the screen that'll help you make even more putts.